Hi, everyone. My name is Marielle Woods. I am a filmmaker, primarily an action director, and I've had the pleasure of having 2 films screen at Salute Your Short Fest. And now I am here to talk to Izzy, which I'm very excited about.
Hi, I'm Lily. I graduated from university last year, and the film that's in the festival is the film I made for my graduation film.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It's so fun, and congrats on graduating.
Thank you. Yeah, it's quite weird.
And how's that? It's a strange time to be graduating, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel quite lucky that it was last year rather than this year, but
Yeah.
very strange to be in this world.
What are you able, as an animator, have you been able to kind of stay busy because it is work that you can do from home?
Yeah, it's quite lucky because it's just like working from home normally anyway, so it's not too bad, but it's weird.
Are you working on any other projects right now?
I'm like trying to come up with new ideas, you know. I feel like this is a good time to just think.
Sure.
Something new. Yeah.
Do you I loved the animation style of the Slug Finger. I wanted to know, is that like primarily the style you work in? Do you work across different mediums?
Yeah, I think if I'm drawing, that's kind of how I will draw, and I like to, because I like to do hand drawn stuff a lot. I like digital too, but to make it seem like it's hand drawn, so lots of textures and stuff.
Yeah.
But also, I planned initially to do the film as a stop motion animation, but it was I had more freedom to do it hand drawn.
Sure.
It would have been
fun. Talk to me a little bit about like how you got into animation to begin with.
Well, I think when I was at school, I didn't really know it was something you could do. Like I didn't go to an arty school, but I didn't think it was a job. And then I did an art foundation, and then they taught us how to animate, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then when I went to uni properly, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. It's so much fun.
What is it about animation that you love?
I think it's just like, I love to draw, and being able to make a drawing move and come to life is just like magical in a way, like that we can do that. So that's what I like.
Where did the idea for the story come from?
Yeah, I don't really know. I think so I made it for my final film, and I was struggling to come up with ideas for so long, and I was like, oh, I got to make it something important and like meaningful. But in the end, I just thought, well, I can make something meaningful in a silly way, kind of thing. And for another project, I'd done something about a slug, and then I just kept thinking about it and seeing them in the rain, and I was like, maybe this is something that I could turn into an animation. So I did.
That's so funny that slugs is a common theme in your work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really like them. I mean, I don't mind them now, but yeah, they're just like gonna follow me everywhere, I think. I'm never gonna.
Yeah. When you say you wanted to do something meaningful, what is, for me, this seems like a piece about kind of like accepting a piece of yourself that society may deem as gross or other. Is that the meaning that you wanted behind this?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like about self-acceptance and like embracing your flaws, that kind of thing. But yeah, when I was thinking of, I had this thought that it needed to be something very serious, but then that's not necessarily how you can get a point across, and that's not how you can like associate with a message, I think.
Yeah. What was the what was when you approach something like this? I know you said you had worked with a slug before. What's your process as an animator? Do you go and do research on how does a slug move, or are you looking at pictures of them, or is it all coming from your mind?
Yeah, I did a lot of research on slugs. They're quite interesting. They've got like 30,000 teeth or something. They
have teeth?
Yeah, I don't really understand it, but they're quite strange.
Wow.
So there was a lot more weird stuff that I initially had in the film and then like condensed it down. But yeah, lots of research, especially how they move, because it's quite
Sure.
odd.
Sure.
And then yeah, coming up with a story based on what I've researched and then from my own head.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing to animate?
Ooh, I think the slug was actually really fun to animate. It was one of the most enjoyable things I've animated ever.
Fun.
Because it's so like squirmy and slimy. I think I'd never really tried to do like motion blurs before, so there's a sequence where she's swinging, and that was the first time I tried to do that, so that was hard, but now I do that all the time because that's like my favorite thing to do.
Oh, fun. Oh, that's great. And how do you approach, I'm always so curious with animations, like how do you choose the style, you know, like the line weight and the color palette and all of that stuff? I'd love to know more about your process.
Yeah, it's hard. I think generally the style that I choose is the same throughout. It's just I'll just draw and then that's it. I don't tend to give it that much thought in. I design the characters, but it's not like I'm trying to create a specific style. It's just kind of what I do. But I've always loved color, and I think people are often quite scared of it, and I try not to be. And so with the color palette, I thought it was good to have just like a small, concise number of colors. And then I love fluorescent pink and green worked, so then it kind of just blossomed from there.
Cool. How long did it take, the whole thing?
God, I think it was about 2 months. But actually I mean, that was the length. Maybe it was longer than that. It was so long ago, I can't remember. But I think probably I animated everything in about a month because it was the final and I had to
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell me, you were this was your final project in school.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the process in school for you versus now being out? Do you find that it's like creatively different? Do you find, like, I'm so curious about that.
Yeah, it is definitely different, and it's quite noticeable because I've been having shared a studio with like my friends for 3 years and then not having that anymore. It's weird not having that immediate like if I ask a question, someone can help me out. That's hard. But I think like it's, and then also not having tutors it's when you're at uni, it's all about all the like getting feedback from the tutors, but now it's just about you yourself. So I've learned a lot, I think, since then about that.
This is maybe a naive, like, American question, but is there any kind of like legitimate difference between animation processes in the UK versus here?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty standard throughout. I think it's kind of just individual animators have their own quirks, and I guess what you're taught in different countries is probably different. Like the course I did it wasn't very technical. It was about story, but I don't know if that's generally in England. But I think it's pretty similar.
Oh, there was something I wanted to ask you. What was it? What is the, I know very little about animation. I'm a live action filmmaker, but I'm interested in combining live action and animation more. I'm so curious, what's the process from idea to finished product? Is it, when you're drawing and working on it, is it that you draw a frame and then color it, or is it you're drawing all of the whole thing and then coloring the whole thing?
Yeah, it's a long process, but I generally do a rough to test the movement, and then once that's good, then do the clean line work, and then once that's good, then you can color it. So it's quite long and sometimes very boring, but in the end it's okay. And then yeah, into like when we like I always film myself when I'm trying to get a movement, if it's a human, just to
cool.
But then it's like, because then you can have something to kind of work from rather than just your head.
Yeah. So are there lots of films of you moving as the girl in this
yeah.
piece? Oh, that's so
I think
funny.
I might have deleted them by now, but yeah, whenever I'm doing a project, there's constantly videos of
Oh,
myself.
that's so funny. I love that. Of course, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Is the girl in this piece designed after yourself?
No, not really, but like my parents think it's me, but it's not. I think the trouble is that because like I guess it's just a lot of artists have this, is that you know yourself so well that you end up drawing characters that look like you, but it's not
Yeah.
really, it's supposed to be anyone, I guess.
Well, what was the sound design process like? Is that your voice? What's
It's my friend Elaine's voice. She very kindly did it for me when we were very close to the deadline, but I did all of the sound effects myself, and then
wow?
well, I didn't record them. I got
Sure.
to, but yeah, I did all the sound, and then I asked somebody else at another uni to do the music piece, which was really good because there was like a weird French piece of music I wanted, but I couldn't get the rights, obviously. And then he did such a good job on the music; it kind of just like brought it together.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that something that you're conceiving of from the beginning of the process? Do you know like what you want it to sound like? Or is that
Yeah, I
something you're
think
figuring
so.
out at the end?
Because at the very start you have to do like an animatic, and that I tend to put in the sort of sounds I want then. So then I guess throughout the process it kind of informs everything and then becomes what I want.
And for people who are watching who may not know, can you explain what an animatic is?
Oh yeah. So it's like a very, very rough piece of animation. It's just kind of a storyboard which moves, so still images timed to how you want it to be. So it gives a suggestion of what the final animation will look like, but it's not very smooth.
Right. And it's just black and white?
Yeah, I do mine in color just because I find it easier, but it's not
Wow.
just like a blue line and a green slug. It's not nothing special.
Got it. What are you proudest of in this piece?
Well, I think it's the longest thing I've ever done, and I think before that I was quite scared to do a narrative piece. I don't know what I really did. I just did silly things. So I'm just proud I made it. To be honest, there were times when I really didn't think I would.
And the stuff that you're working on now, is it similar in tone, and are you looking to make, more shorts? Are you wanting to make a feature? Where's your head at these days?
I mean, I love shorts, I think, and that I think when I made the film last year, it really proved to me what you can achieve in just such a short time. So maybe something a bit longer, maybe like 10 minutes, but yeah, kind of similar in tone. I like to do things that are kind of funny but in a weird way, or just like strange stories, so that kind of thing. Yeah.
And my last question for you is, was there any like story or anecdote from the process of making this, or something that went wrong, or something I haven't touched on that would be fun for people to know about?
Well, I guess that I kind of started this new appreciation for slugs among my friends. They kind of accept, because in the end of the film, the girl accidentally kills the slug with salt anyway.
Yes.
But my friend didn't know that, and then had lots of slugs at her house and decided to kill them with salt, which I kind of wasn't the point, but yeah, that was interesting.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a shock. What a twist.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Cool. Well, I really enjoyed the piece, and it's been great to chat with you. I'll give them one more introduction just so they have it for editing purposes. So, hey guys, my name is Marielle Woods. I am a filmmaker and alumni of Salute Your Shorts Film Festival, and I am so excited to be talking with Lily today about the Slug Finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Lily. I made my film last year when I graduated from uni, and now I'm an animator in London.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It has been great to meet you, and I hope people enjoy your film as much as I did.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely to speak to you.
Awesome. Cool. You can just send them the link via